On the 4th of April, a local planning panel sat here and discussed a council report which recommended approval for the construction of a new service station at 425 Argyle Street, Picton. In light of the approval for a now 24-hour operational service station, and in light of the BP at 403 Argyle Street that applied for exactly the same thing but was refused by council twice, will councillors consider any way to assist the owners of the BP with achieving the same hours of operation to avoid the unfair market that has been created between these two operators? I spoke at the panel along with the owners of the BP, and Ellie's in the audience tonight. Thank you for coming. We spoke against the development. The main areas we focused on were traffic, the creek, and the hours of operation. While the proposal met the requirements of the zone, it was not in the community interest, and it did not look at the realistic components of the block. I grew up on Coachwood Crescent until 1995. My dad used to take us to feed the donkey across the road, which I think actually was a Shetland pony, but you know, it's okay. We lived, and I used to walk along the block to go to my job at the BP service station. Actually, it was my first job. So I know the Redbank area really, really well. This block used to flood all the time, constantly, until council actually did significant improvements downstream. Now, adding a service station to this section of Picton, so close to the BP, so close to the intersection of Bridge Street, and so close to the high school and in the industrial area, will pull over with a terrible thing of traffic flow. Imagine to turn right into the service station or to turn right out of the service station in peak time, in school time, or when there are other cars that are looking to turn at the station too. It's a small station as well. Looking at the growth we're going to have and the movements in traffic at the BP, we can expect they will be the same at this service station, but there's not enough flow space at all. Now, I brought this up and it was actually considered. The panel asked the developer whether they would be comfortable with the restriction of right in, right out. The developer said yes. The planning panel also asked whether it would be okay to continue the hours of operation to match that of the BP. The new owner said yes. The doors closed then. I don't understand why, after that point, after we raised the concerns about the traffic and the applicant was comfortable with these changes, the determination of this council through its determinating body was for it to be approved without the conditions. Now, council can't stop this. It can't roll back the clock on it, but it can do something to support the BP. It's created a commercial disadvantage for these old operators and a commercial advantage for the new operators. So we're in this situation because council reported something and recommended approval. Unfortunately, it's not the first time in this circumstance that this has happened in Wollondilly. In this room tonight, we have residents filled with Douglas Park. They're in a situation not too dissimilar. They were concerned about a cemetery originally, and the staff recommended approval, and I know the councillors spoke against it. Despite that, the cemetery was approved. I'm worried, the community worried, that the same thing is going to happen to them at Douglas Park. I'm concerned that things get decided in relation to a service station just down the road from the BP, who has actually put in the costs of the application, but because of the zoning that they're in, they were refused. And there's no pathway to go through for approval. The businesses, I think, deserve better than this, and I think the community actually deserves better as well. Councillors do have a role here. Councillors can be inventive here and can actually work with the community and do something for the BP in relation to the hours of operation, just to make it commercially fair. That's the only thing you guys can do at this point, which is a very sad thing, but I think as a minimum, I would love to see that happen. So I plead with you, please, to do that, and please stand up for the BP and stand up for the community of Douglas Park. Thank you.